The Ocean Race Europe kicked off in perfect sailing conditions in Kiel, Germany, with a steady breeze forecast across the course for the start. Leg 1 from Kiel to Portsmouth is a complicated 850 miles littered with wind turbines, oil platforms and commercial shipping lanes, all of which must be avoided according to maritime laws. First-time skipper Roland Garros on board Holcim-PRB made a perfect start, hitting the line as the gun fired, but was quickly overrun by the veteran skipper of Biotherm, Paul Mielhat, who sailed over the top and took the lead of the chasing pack. Then just 3 minutes into the race, a strong gust of wind unsettled Holcim-PRB and fellow first-time skipper Ambrosio Beccaria of Allagrande Mapei Racing. Both teams were forced to suspend racing whilst the remaining 5 boats blasted north for the first point-scoring opportunity 6 miles from the start line. Biotherm took first blood, claiming 2 points, and Paprika Kea 1. With no points on offer beyond second spot, Team Milizia, Be-Water Positive and Team Amala could only chase the leading pair north out of Kiel. As night descended, the fleet had settled into the rhythm with Biotherm holding the lead. Johan Richomme of Team Paprika Kea, tipped as a potential race favourite, was still chasing hard in second, with Boris Herman of Team Milizia in third. Through the night, the fleet raced along the Danish coast, rounding the northernmost tip of the Jutland Peninsula at sunrise. In search of stronger winds, the teams left the coast and headed out into the North Sea. But despite their efforts, wind speeds dropped and the boats were reduced to a crawl. While the race out in the ocean may have slowed, a different, more frantic race was happening on shore.
It's one day after the start. Of course, we wish to be sailing, but we're not. We're here in Knierem Jatbouw in the Kieler Channel, working around the clock to repair the boat. It's crazy. Last night everyone worked hard. We started this morning at 5 to program everything with the drawing of the boat, 6 hours, and then we can start the lamination process. You guys work super hard. Thanks a lot for that. So the start is on Sunday, that's in 6.5 days. So there's a lot of time pressure. We're working around the clock to get this done and we're running routings to make sure that we're on time. The latest that we can leave is on Friday and then we should be just in time to make the start in Portsmouth.
We would love to be in the North Sea battling with the others, but unfortunately we had an accident with Holcim-PRB. The biggest problem for the moment, and we still don't know what happens because we need more times, because it's a very complicated spot in the boat, but it's the chain plate of the D0, of the cable of the outrigger. And this piece, it seems, that we need more time to understand if it's okay or if it's not okay. If it's not okay, it gets very, very difficult for us. We are planning to be in Portsmouth, and for the moment, we have to believe that we will be in Portsmouth.
On the afternoon of day 2 of racing, the teams have passed the halfway point of leg 1 to Portsmouth, with no change to the leaderboard since passing the scoring gate leaving Kiel. Biotherm have continued to maintain the gap between themselves and Paprika Kea in second and Team Milizia in third, while Be-Water Positive and Team Amala have slipped further behind the leading trio.
Is it what we call champagne sailing?
Exactly. That's what Jackson just said.
Really?
It's nice. Champagne sailing all day, mate. So good. Look at flat water, the sun's out. We're doing 20 to 25 knots. Boat's ripping along. Sitting here, just hanging out. Look, it's pretty good. Just not hanging on for dear life, so that's really nice.
What? And in first position.
Yeah, and that helps as well. Yeah. Can't really complain right now. as far as sailing days go, it's pretty bloody good.
Filme-moi le seul moment où je fais quelque chose.
Bah, je te rappelle que Malizia est revenu du coup.
Ah,
Je te rappelle que Malizia est revenu.
oui, Malizia revient, oui, je sais, t'es pas obligé de me le répéter. Et ça, c'est la chance allemande, il est chez lui et tout, forcément ça fonctionne.
Le terme, il est loin devant.
Très loin, trop loin.
Il est rattrapable ou pas?
Ouais, bah vu le bordel devant, ouais, j'espère, ouais. Ça va être la... Là, on a quoi? On a toute la journée tranquille, la nuit tranquille. Et demain matin, c'est la kermesse. Il n'y a pas de vent, on arrive dans le courant et dans toutes les zones restreintes. Je sais pas à quoi on pourrait comparer ça, tu vois. Je vais essayer de te trouver une métaphore. Hein. Tu me laisses la journée, tu publieras la vidéo après.
Tu rentres?
Je vais me coucher.
C'était la sortie de la journée.
Ah non, peut-être pas quand même, s'il fait beau, on va sortir un peu plus que ça.
Let's try a little bit more rake for a moment. I just want to see the difference, like 4.5 or so.
Rake is actually what controls not the flight, but actually the heel angle. And so it helps with flying, which also just means that you're just taking the foil, and as we add more rake, actually just allowing for more lift, but it also actually flattens the boat out too. And it counteracts the trim tab, which is our keel. And I just threw so much information out, but mostly it's just kind of like an airplane wing.
It wasn't anything dramatic. We weren't slower, but we were not.
That's good. I'm an engineer, so I find opinions difficult to deal with. Yeah.
Numbers.
Show me the data.
Numbers.
Show me how you proved that was good, and we'll run it all day. Yeah.
We're dealing with artists.
I know. That's what it is. That's true. The artist and the engineer. Got a couple artists on board. We got an engineer, and I think Brian's a wannabe engineer actually. So I would count him too. Well, I think he's got a lot of artists in him as well. It's great to have both on board though, because I think you get something that's functional and beautiful at the same time. So, yeah, just try different ways of making the boat go fast.
We're actually catching a little bit of wind now till like an hour now. So we're sailing with the big cut zero upwind, which is quite a sail, magical sail when it slides. We've got 11 knots of wind, which is good. The Canadians, they're not so far, they're about 20 miles ahead of us. They managed to do quite a straight line till the last TSS, the restriction sailing area we had to respect. And we might manage to catch them a bit more, that's what we hope. It looks like tonight we're gonna spend all night long tacking, all night tacking on the current. So yeah, it's cool. Happy to do some zigzag all the way. Like this, we will visit England. We love it.
As darkness descends across the racecourse for the second night at sea, Biotherm are working hard to hold on to their lead. As they begin to approach the English coastline, maritime laws and racetrack mingle as the teams begin to navigate the exclusion zones around oil platforms and wind farms, as well as the TSS traffic separation scheme. The TSS is like a motorway for ships, designed to keep them safely separated at sea, and is an exclusion zone for the race teams. In this critical phase of the leg, the teams need to rely on both their seamanship as well as their racing instincts.
So right now it is bothering us.
It's not helping us, let's put it that way. It'd be better if they were pushing air as opposed to stopping air.
And we can go that close.
So the exclusion zone is we can't go in between them. And at the moment we're passing just outside them, but there's probably quite a bit less wind because of them, so that doesn't help. Well, we're not entirely sure if we can feel the wind shadow, because the wind's meant to be dropping, but just as we got to leeward of them, the wind dropped quite a lot, so I think we are feeling the wind shadow. I think they definitely mix up the wind a bit, so the problem is jibing to go around them would be adding quite a lot of distance to where we're trying to go, so it's not a perfect scenario, but you have to deal with it.
Good luck.
Tiny bit more. 3, 2, 1, and hold that. Okay. Try just release a little bit the halyard, the green halyard. The issue is the lock looks like it has a half twist in it.
We went to do a peel from the J0 to the spinnaker, and we were having a tough time getting on the lock. And so we sent Will up, and he double-checked, triple-checked everything. Looks okay. Looks like you were just having some issues originally getting it on the lock, but now it's there, so we're good. We're flying.
When leaders Biotherm begin their navigation of the Strait of Dover, the breeze is coming from the same direction as Portsmouth. Because sail-powered boats cannot sail directly into the wind, the sailors need to tack by changing the side of the boat facing into the wind. While the leaders have the breeze they need to help them towards the finish, further back on the racecourse, things are not so simple.
We went backwards for an hour and a half, and we had the kite up, then we went to the jig. Was it 3.5 hours?
3.5 hours backwards, yeah.
But you know, you don't have to be so negative, Will, all the time.
Just letting you know.
Oh. Okay, 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Night was a bit light with spinnaker at the end, and the wind died off, and we would wiggle around with some jibes, and finally totally died, drift backwards, and try to seek some wind with some half-full sails and things like this. Since then we found new wind from the southwest, and are now getting upwind, slaloming through the traffic and obstacles and all that thing. So the last 24 hours until the finish.
They can see the wind farms. Can you see the wind? No wind.
Today, we're gonna make some food. And a cup of tea for Pip, of course. So the desalinate water, it gets brought up from the ocean. Nice and careful with this hot water. Alright, so now it's been brewing for a forever and a half, just like the way Pip likes it. Remove the tea bag. I'll make sure I've left enough space for oat milk in the bottom there.
Taste test. In the end, how did Georgia do making a cup of tea?
Well, you know, it's really hard making a cup of tea for a British person. That'll do, Georgia. That'll do.
I'll take that. I mean, I'll take that, yeah.
Just downloaded a new group file, and what I see here is the weather going from this nasty, terrible color we hate, which is dark blue, which means there's no wind, to this lovely color we like, which is any color but blue, but we have it scaled, so even 10 knots is giving us red, but you can see the wind filling in from the south, kind of southeast, which is really nice because we could sure use some breeze.
Ah bah écoute, c'est trop bien, franchement c'est trop cool. Là on a retrouvé notre rythme depuis la première nuit qui a été un peu hard. On n'a pas dormi là, on est assez calé. Et bah voilà, on essaie de faire avancer la machine le mieux qu'on peut. Mais non, trop cool.
With variable wind conditions up and down the fleet, the teams are trying to muster every knot of boat speed from the breeze through the final night of racing off the coast of southern England. By the morning, Biotherm look untouchable with just 32 miles left to sail, but for Johan Richomme and his crew, their second place hangs in the balance.
Right now, we're 1 mile behind Mapei, and they're only doing 1.9 knots, and we are doing 8.2. And so this is when we are become the hunters.
On voit pas Malidia. Il est là, il a reculé derrière le port.
C'est pas évident.
On est à combien de temps de l'arrivée? Enfin, à combien de distance? Parce que le temps...
Je pense que 100 minutes.
100 000.
Ouais. 90 peut-être. Bah, ça dépend si on fait cap vers l'arrivée ou si on fait cap vers Malidia. J'arrive à les voir.
Imagine si nous double.
Imagine.
Biotherm race control. Your finish has been recorded. Congratulations, guys.
We just crossed the finish line, and I just said that for Jack and Sam, it's possible to win a leg of Ocean Race because they won a lot. I don't know how much, but a lot. But for Amélie and I, that's the first time. So we are really happy. I'm really proud about all the team and all the job done since 3 years.
Wow, we just won the first leg of the Ocean Race Europe and scored the 2 points at the scoring gate in Kiel. So yeah, it's great. That's the best start we could do on the race.
It's the best way we could have imagined it starting. I kind of thought with this boat and this team we had a good chance of giving a few people a hard time, and it's good to get off on the right foot. Obviously we missed a couple of competitors which will hopefully be back soon to give us a hard time, but yeah, really happy to start this way, and it's a long way to go, but it's obviously good to get off on a good foot. I've got a bit of prep to do on the next leg, and obviously trying to get some rest. You don't sleep a lot on these boats, especially with a course that was so constrained as this leg was. So yeah, get some rest, look at the nav, and ready for off on Sunday.
We took the max, 2 points plus set point for the leg. So we will see what's going on with the fight between Malidia and Paprika. So to see how many points we get from the second. tight, very tight. We've got to work to the end. Let's go.
You've got this.
It was so fun. It's like an inshore race. The last 24 hours we were inside of Mapei and we had some crossings in front, behind, not really in front, but one moment we thought we were in front and they would sneak in front by like half a boat length at night, and yeah, it was really close and lots of action. Really interesting sailing.
High five!
Yeah! I'm happy also, I mean, not only for us, but also for the race, that we made it a bit more exciting at the end, and actually one boat overtook another boat, because I think all the rest of the fleet just kept the same position. They had 10 seconds after the start for 4 days. And yeah, it was an amazing morning for us to hoist the kite and see we could sail deeper with the spinnaker than they had with their sail, and that's how we ultimately could overtake them.
We ended up third, just behind Milizia, a few minutes behind Milizia. We went around the last mark of the course just in front of them. They had been putting pressure on us for the past 24 hours, so they'd been sailing really well, that we know. And we had we messed up on one of the downwinds. We picked the wrong sail, and then we tactically didn't play it very smart. And they, they passed us and they finished in front. So yeah, definitely not the result we wanted, but still it's a third with a bonus point at the Kiel lighthouse will be tight, and many more points to be distributed anyway. So we'll see. We need some good rest, but it's going to be a short stopover, so the recovery time is very tiny. So we'll see, but it's we might look into some rotations within the crew at some point and stuff like that. Not for the next leg, because we can handle that, I think, but it's still a long month and a half, that's for sure.
After leg one, Biotherm have a commanding 3-point lead at the top of the leaderboard on 9 points. 7 points for the win, plus 2 for the Kiel scoring gate. Team Milizia are tied with Paprec Arkea on 6 points, after Johan Richome's team also banked an extra point for the scoring gate. Be Water Positive have 4 points in 4th, with Team Amala claiming 3 points for 5th. Allagrande Mapei Racing and Holcim-PRB both have 0 points after their retirement from leg 1. 5 IMOCAs are tied up on the pontoons in the Portsmouth race village, but come race start in 3 days' time, the fleet will be back at full strength when Holcim-PRB and Allagrande Mapei rejoin the race after managing to repair their boats in time to make the start on Sunday. Join us for more Ocean Race Europe Onboard action every Tuesday and Friday.